Good morning, everybody. It's February 17, a little after 9 o'clock in the morning, and Valentina and I are both out here. All the water that fell from the rain and then it froze last night. I don't know if this is going to do it justice or not, but this is really kind of cool. It's interesting, like a pattern. I said it's nature's art. All the ground is crunchy and I have like a lake down there, but it's frozen. Alright, I want to take you guys inside and show you what we're doing today. Valia's painting the ceiling. You can see where I don't know if you see the shiny compared to the matte. So she's doing only in here. Not in here, right?
Well, maybe, if I have time.
Alright, so, and I moved my sanding to the other room.
Hi.
Good morning. I left this heater running all night. And it's 26 outside and
26.
No, 20, no, it was 32 or something we got here.
Well, I don't know. We left 26.
Anyway, the heater was at 56, I think. We got here, so it knocked the edge off nicely. All right, now I'm coming over here. I'm going to show you my new toy. I had to figure out how to hook it up, put everything on it. This thing is heavy, so I'm going to hope it's going to do the job quickly. And also, we decided to leave the lines. Well, Valentina decided to leave the lines. She said it looks kind of good and kind of ties into our front and back door that we're not going to sand. So it'll look matching a little bit. If we change our mind, then I bought a couple of ideas, something like this, so I could go lightly down. But honestly, that's a lot of work and a lot of time, so we'll see if we can just leave it. All right, let me put this thing together. Let's get to work. All right, guys, that was a very good move buying this tool in a minute. I mean, this took me like 5 minutes. Yesterday, it took me, I don't know, half an hour at least to do this amount. And then what I'm doing is, this came with 80 grit, but I bought 120 grit. I tried the 80 grit, it seemed a little rough. So I've moved that to 120 grit, and then I put 150 grit on my orbital sander to just smooth out in the end and anything that it missed. But it is doing great. Again, guys, what I'm doing is taking 120 grit with this guy and then following it up with 150 grit with this guy. Smooth it out and just get the final scratches out of it. Okay, guys, that's what it looks like. Done both sides. Was like this, now it's back to like this, and we left the lines in and we're debating if we like that or not. There's no way to sand it. It's way too time consuming to try to sand these. And there's just not a good way that I can find, not time-wise. So Valentina is considering finding a paint that will paint this and it'll look similar to these colors. And you'll still be able to see the grain, so that I don't have to sand all these. But I don't mind sanding them. It's time consuming, but it worked out good. So I'm going to do a separate video, but I'm going to review this, how it works. And I'll probably put it up against this and this and talk a little bit about how that worked for me. Alright, guys, Valentina trimmed around all this, got it looking better. We don't have to worry about this because there's going to be a trim piece there going around the door. Ceiling done and finished. And then we decided the doors, we're not sure what we're going to do with them, so I slid off from doing that for a minute and I put this in. Valentina's going to paint it hopefully today or sometime soon. And then we're coming in here to see what Ovala's doing. Painting's her middle name.
I know.
Oh, you still gotta get the ceiling over there, huh?
Yeah. And the side right here.
Alright, well, she got these shelves done again. Or is it the first time or second time?
Second time. Actually, third time the shelves. But these walls second time.
Awesome. Alright. Morning, everybody. It's February 18, almost 9 o'clock in the morning. It's been pretty cold the last couple days. Supposed to get snow tomorrow. So I ran the heater last night in here. And we ran it the night before so it'd be ready for when we got here yesterday as well. It makes a little bit of a difference. It didn't do that before, but we plugged this because I feel like we were getting cold air coming, or all the hot air was going up that. So, yeah, it's 56 degrees in here, which is nice compared to, I think, 33 or 4 or something outside. Okay, so yesterday we decided, we've been going back and forth on butcher block. We had butcher block, but when we chose it, we had no idea we were going to go with pine around the windows and floor and all that stuff. Didn't think it was going to go together, but I think it goes together. Valentina's dragging her feet on it a little bit, but I think it looks all right. So I think we're going to go with that. So yesterday we figured out the measurements of cabinets. We were going to build our own, and we were going to do all this other stuff, and we keep changing things. It's frustrating to me as it's against my personality, but I think we've reached a point at which we're tired of not being in here, and we just want to get out on the property, so we're choosing things to fast forward and get here quicker. So we were going to build our own cabinets, and now we're just going to buy them already pre-made. They're going to be unfinished, so we did our measurements with this and had these here to measure to make sure everything fits and how's it going to go. So that said, cabinets are supposed to come tomorrow sometime, be delivered, but tomorrow's also snow, so we'll see. It's planned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sanding these things. I need to smooth this one out because when the cabinets get here, they're going to start here, so that one needs to be done. We'll see what I decide to do, if I do these today or not, or start going. Valentina's supposed to try to find a color that she can paint these doors that will make them look like this, so we don't have to sand them. We'll see if that happens. So yeah, anyway, we were here working yesterday, and then we just kind of left. I didn't really close out on the camera or anything. So anyway, it is the next day, and it's a very nice day outside. Cloudy, and it's cloudy, but we got some blue skies too. So anyway, I'm going to get to work sanding first, and then I think I'll start moving this stuff out and clean up really well here. The other thing that's disturbing is, so we've been doing this house for a long time, right? And we put the minimum flooring is 5/8 on the plywood. Now, regretting that, but there was no way to know it was going to take this long to build this house. For me anyway, there was no way to know. And it was exposed to the weather for so long. And then now that even it's enclosed, we've been traipsing wet mud in and out and all that stuff all the time. So now this wood is starting to pull apart, and it's getting loose. A little bit of play in some of these spots. Not happy about that. But we figure once we put the flooring on it, it'll secure it. And there's going to be an underlayment. Not that will do much, but it might do a little tiny something. But today when I clean this all out, I have some industrial adhesive stuff that I'm going to, any gap that I see, I'm going to clean this up really good, and I'm going to fill the adhesive in those. So it will be at least a temporary or a little bit of add it to other things will help reinforce a little bit. So I'm going to do that. If it ever gets really bad, I can always go underneath in the crawl space, pull out the insulation where it's at, and put reinforcements underneath. So, all right, enough talking. Let's get to work. All right, this is where I'm at. I got this sanded, the best I'm going to do anyway. I just look for little imperfections and stuff here and there and smooth some stuff out. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it because I could spend forever on it if I wanted. And then I took the broom and swept it and tried to get all the dust off of it, and same with getting the dust out. And then took the broom, swept, now took the shop vac and vacuumed. And now I want to take this liquid nails adhesive and try applying this into those cracks. It's the thing I always forget to do. Get everything all hooked up and then forget to do that little puncture. I wish they made that bar a little bit longer because I like to keep my tips a little thinner. I don't like cutting this back so far. But anyway. There we go. Some of this stuff is not giving way or anything. It's not bending. But I still think I'm just going to go ahead and fill in these. I think it'll give a little bit more support. It'll lend to bonding the wood into a more solid piece. And if there was a chance of a squeak, it might help with that. And all of these pieces of OSB are glued to the joists underneath to help with preventing squeaks and being loose as well. Yeah. I like that. At least we're filling in some of the gaps. I don't think I'm going to go down every single piece, but where it's a little bit, there's a little bit of distance, like this crack, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, guys, I'm getting more and more disturbed as I work on this. So anywhere where there's a decent crack, I just try to put some glue in there. But being down at that level, you know, you don't generally get down on the floor and look at it. This floor is beat up already, and I'm seeing that basically in a lot of these places where the line is, this part is higher and this is dipping a little bit out because this is sitting on a stud. Some of them, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, here's stud going through here. Anyway, and then this is, I think this one's kind of down the center, so it's pretty close to. So this has just been mudded up and water, and I mean, it's good we finally got to where we're at, but I think I might, since I got this belt sander, as I'm putting this down, I'm thinking take a thick grit. I got some 50 grit in there and just try to smooth this out, because I have a feeling with underlayment and then putting the wood on, you're going to start getting this, and it's not going to look good and things aren't going to line up. So I need to just give it a little smooth out. Hopefully that would help. I'm not looking forward to have to do that, because that means sweeping and vacuuming again and trying to keep all the dirt up. But I have a feeling it's going to need to be done. On top of that, there's spots where things have fallen, like glue or cement and paint. Not that that stuff's going to really throw anything off much, but just in case there is a little bit of a lump of something here and there, that would help take that down as well. Alright guys, wanted to show you a little hack that just figured out. It was not strictly me that came up with this. Yesterday when we were sanding with the orbital sander, even though it's got a bag on it, it shoots dust out a lot. A lot of sawdust goes all over the place, fills the air, gets around, so it's not too fun to breathe and all that stuff. Well, Valentina told me to take a wet rag and wrap it, and today I started sanding and I had forgot to do that, and then I did remember, and what I did was, instead of taking a rag and wetting it, which will last longer, but it also will I feel like it's going to be harder to keep up cleaning it, so I took one of my crocodile cloths and took a big band there and wrapped it around that bag. So this is what happens. Now you're going to see some dust. This has been dusty already, but so you probably did see some dust. I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not. There's still sawdust that goes about, but this, I feel like, does make a difference. You're not going to be able to eliminate sawdust because right here where it's grinding, it's going to be pushing it all over. Now these holes are made, I believe, for the sawdust to go up inside. That's how it gets in the bag. But anyway, I feel like it makes some difference. Oscillating tool, multi-tool, does not have a bag to catch sawdust, so that's a drawback, but you're able to get in these little corners. It's working very well doing that particular job. I ordered another one of these triangles actually today because we use these to sand grout, over grouted hard dry grout in the shower, and so we kind of ruined these black things, the pads. Anyway, it's not the best, and when it does touch something, like it touched right here, it makes little marks. So you got to be careful, and it seems to sand very quickly. So wherever you sand, you have to go back over with this guy to kind of clean it up. I want to point out another thing of why we're sanding. Besides getting pencil marks on there that I've left or little dings, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but this is much lighter than this. See, this is darker. I don't know if you can see that or not. I sanded this top part, and I'm halfway down. I don't know if you can see. This is kind of two different colors. We're thinking this just must be older wood, and so when I sand it, I'm getting it lighter. See how it kind of more matches up there, but down here it's a lot different. So when I'm done with it, it should be fairly close to this color. Anyway, I just think that's interesting. I just finished this one, and there was yellow spots there too, older wood. At least that's what we think it is. It's turning out okay though. All right, guys, I have basically sanded everything. I sanded that one, I sanded this one, both of these in the bedroom. I sanded this one, I sanded that one. This stuff has a lot of things in front of it, so I sanded this part, I sanded that in, and I sanded that part. And then I also sanded the door, or around the door, I mean. Took a few things down to the shed to make a little bit more room, just a couple things I saw that I won't be needing. Tomorrow morning or tomorrow sometime, I'm supposed to receive cabinets, and that's going to be an iffy one because supposedly we're supposed to get snow tomorrow, even though they've been changing it constantly. I don't know what's going to happen, but the delivery window is like 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and I'm not going to be down here all day for that. However, it says a driveway / porch delivery. Well, if they don't want to come all the way down my driveway, they might just leave it out by the road, or they could bring it down here. But if it's raining, I don't really have a place to put it. So I'm hoping, I cross my fingers that I come down here, that they aren't here, that they come during the hours that I'm generally here, and I can just move them right in here, and maybe it's not even going to be raining or anything. So that would be ideal. I don't have much else to do. I mean, I sanded stuff, and I need, like I said, we were just kind of decided to coat the wood when I put the floors down. So coat it before I put it down, seal it. I got this underlayment and some tape over here to put down before I put wood down. But when the cabinets come, I got to pile them somewhere over here, I guess. I don't know where I'm going to pile them, but they need to land over here, and I want to get the floor down. So I don't know how it's going to work out. I hope we come up with a plan. All right, we will see you guys the next time I'm out here.